l'humanité a une seule origine. Ceci doit nous permettre de nous rapprocher les uns des autres au lieu de nous éloigner et de nous haïr les uns les autres. Au moment où l'impérialisme, n'est-ce pas, atteint...
Le fils se lèvera main dans la main, la mère se lèvera dans mon rêve, c'est de nous...
Dans mon rêve, that is Didier Awadi. Didier Awadi has just come away from a rehearsal. He's doing a show at Nuits d'Afrique tomorrow night, and you've stepped out to step into our studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you feel when you hear that song playing on the radio in Canada?
Oh, it's a big pleasure. It's an honor to have it here. So we're doing this job for that, to have our music play all over the world. So it's an honor when somebody wants to listen to your music and share the message with you. So yeah.
So you've come with your band, The Black Soul. Is everybody here with you?
Yeah, most of them are here, except the guitar player. He's in London for the Olympic Games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And how's rehearsal going?
Yeah, it was very nice. I was trying some new stuff for the Canadian crowd. So
what do you do for a Canadian crowd?
Yeah, I have some new stuff. You know, talking about the what's happening in the world these days. So I think it's important that we do something for the students here, because I know they're in a big struggle, and I have to show my solidarity to them. So
we were just talking about Syria. Are you following what's happening in Syria as
yeah,
well?
Syria is just crazy, but you know what's happening in Syria. I'm coming from Africa. So what they did in Libya, they don't want to do it for Syria. So I don't understand the point, you know, of the leaders of the world, the so-called international community. They can go and kill Gaddafi, but when it's time, you know, to save the Syrian people, then there is no more international community.
You know what, we're going to continue this conversation after the news. We have the news coming up in about a minute, but I'm looking forward to continuing to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Didier Awadi, and he is performing tomorrow night at the SAT. Earlier about some of your music, we were listening to a song called Dans mon rêve. I remember talking to you, the last time I talked to you was for the launch of a documentary about you and about hip-hop music in Africa called Les États-Unis d'Afrique, done by Quebec filmmaker Yannick Letourneau. What kind of a reception has that film got in Africa?
They just came back from Africa. We were there together with Yannick and Ricardo Lamour, Emrical. It was just huge in Senegal, huge in Burkina Faso. Everybody was, you know, it was impressed to see all the job done by Yannick and all the places with the reception we had and the discussion and the subject of the film, to see all these great leaders, these ideas shared by everybody in the world. The same idea of African unity shared in South Africa, shared, you know, in the U.S. by the diaspora, in Senegal, in Burkina Faso. The reception was huge. In Burkina Faso, there were like 1,000 of students at the University of Ouagadougou, just screaming, shouting every time
because
they
it's
see.
really a celebration of some of the political leaders and thinkers in Africa. We always think of Africa as being led by people who weren't very thoughtful, but there is a tradition of people who tried to really make a difference in politics.
Yeah, people like Thomas Sankara, you know, and when you go today in Burkina Faso to have this, to see Thomas Sankara on the screen, you know, by a Canadian, by a foreigner, a Canadian filmmaker, having a big interest for this great leader, we're very proud.
Can I ask you, because there was an election recently in Senegal, and my understanding is that you wrote a song which might have contributed to the change in presidency there.
Yeah, Mamboy. Yeah, we did a song to tell our president that a third term is not possible, and I think with the job that we have done and all the rappers with us, today we will remove him from power.
This is Abdoulaye Wade.
Yeah, Abdoulaye Wade, yeah. And because, you know, the force of the music, you know, it's really important, and everybody's listening, because they don't trust anymore the politician, but they trust the voice of the people, just like them, dressing just like them, living in the same condition, you know, and having a real life.
So that makes you pretty responsible for what you say. How do you feel being that kind of leader?
I have to be humble. I have to understand that everything that I say can be used in a bad or in a good ways, carefully, in order to do my mission.
You were talking earlier about creating something specifically for Quebec at your show. What's inspiring you here?
Yeah, you know, the struggle of the student, you know, I think it's the same struggle. You know, when in our struggle we talk about, you know, the diktat of IMF or the World Bank, and they are privatizing education, wealth, and when I see today that they want to
increase tuition.
Yeah, it's like the same situation. So students in Africa and here are facing the same problem at a different level, but it's exactly the same problem.
You're going to have a great time performing at the SAT. You're in you feel like you're in a planetarium. You have a 360-degree stage to perform on. This is going to be wonderful for you. Did you bring some pictures to put up? You bring some visual images as well?
I will call Dakar right now and tell them to bring me all the usually I do it with a VJ, but for this tour, I'm not bringing the whole kit, but I will bring some stuff from Dakar.
Part of the kit. Okay.
Yeah, I will bring it.
Have a great time, because you're doing a bit of a tour in Quebec. Have a great time, and thanks for coming by.
Thank you so much.
That's Didier Awadi. He's performing at the SAT tomorrow at 10 p.m. And here is some more of his music. This is We Must Unite from Awadi's album Président d'Afrique.
Sorry for my broken English.
You're great. Your English is great. No broken
Thank you.
English.
Nous sommes des révolutionnaires. Malheur à ceux qui bâillonnent leur peuple.
Capitaine Noël Isidore, Thomas Sankara. Capitaine Noël Isidore, Thomas Sankara. Capitaine Noël Isidore, Thomas Sankara. Vers le Burkina, combattant, on le chantera.
Le gouvernement est là pour servir, et non pour se servir ou servir quelques puissants du jour ou de la veille. Le peuple aime la liberté.